Good morning, everyone. Bruce Lindholm with Realty Group. Today, I got a big smile. I don't know if you can tell. I'm excited. Despite all the hardships and bad things that have gone on for the last 3 to 4 months, real estate has continued to be strong. Sure, there was some slowdown, a little bit of slowdown here and there, but um, as of late, though, it's really started to open up again. I've talked to a couple of people. One agent listed a house last Friday. By Saturday, she had 44 showings already scheduled. I talked to our accountant yesterday. She has a friend who has her house on the market, and she said that they were talking about 45 showings over the weekend, and she thought she maybe was exaggerating a bit, but no, it is really that way, especially for the under $300,000 group. Um, Another example is I check pretty much daily on the last, it's a rolling 7 days, but we're averaging about 2,500 homes being sold and about 1,800 to 2,000 that are coming on the market right now over the course of 7 days. So we're still running a deficit though. More sales or properties going off versus properties coming on. So all it does is compound, of course, the shortage of homes. What does it mean? It means if you have ever thought about selling your home, maybe you're getting older and thinking down the road that maybe you want a one-level townhome or something simpler, a smaller home, you really need to take it serious because, as we know, any market is up and down. Will this hang on for years? I doubt it. There's going to be something that will come up that will drive down the sales again. This is a really good time to sell that home and maximize what you're going to get for it. Another interesting thing is I was looking at the stats for the Metro, Minneapolis-St. Paul Metro, and we were actually up uh, this year versus May of last year because that's the completed month. But we are all up in many of the important categories. On the plus side, one of the ones that was not, though, was the amount of homes. We actually have less homes now than we did a year ago. So that's not helping. Okay, from the buyer side, though, and the buyers are going, well, that means it's going to be too expensive. We're paying more. You are paying more for that home because of the shortage. It's a very typical example of economics, the supply and demand. However, the difference that folks aren't looking at is, yes, you will pay a little more, but in many cases, because of the interest rate being so low right now, I had heard 3.25 again this week. I have one client that is going to be able to get like 2.6 because she gets a little help from the bank that she works at. However, 3.25 is fantastic. But what it means is the interest rate is so low that you will offset that higher price in many cases. And if you're not a mathematics person, definitely reach out to us and we can explain how that works. But I'll give you a quick example. I've used this one before, that if you were to buy a $300,000 house or finance $300,000 at 3.5% and at 4.5%, that is a difference of $62,000 in the life of that loan, a 30-year fixed rate loan. $62,000 difference in interest alone. So that's how that works whenever you at 3.25 versus, say, bumping up to 3.75. That's where you can offset these higher prices and actually still come out ahead. It's a really strange time where it's definitely a seller's market, but in many cases it's a buyer's one too, because it could flip. We could have higher interest rates and higher prices, and that will overlap at some point. So if you're a buyer, you need to look a little harder, but use a good agent. Would be glad to help you, of course. But there is deals out there to be had. The other is listings. It's hard to know when we're going to see a market like this again, so don't waste it. Things can change in just a few weeks, especially if we get another batch of the virus coming through later this year. that's pretty much it. Please reach back to us. We'd be glad to help you explain it all. I know some of this is, again, getting into mathematics, and that's not everybody's favorite thing. A good site if you want to just check on rates and how they affect is amortization-calc.com, I believe it is. That's a good one. Our website, www.metromnhomes.com, has a lot of good data, information on communities and schools. Plus, you can see every house that's on the market out there. And there's, let's see, community schools. There's some other really good, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the tabs, but I guess that's it. I wanted to make sure I didn't get this too long. Have a wonderful day. Again, please reach back to us. We'll have information at the bottom on how you can do that. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.